Thank you for your introduction, and it's great to be here with you guys. And I thank you for your exhaustive work as well. Yeah, Italy have definitely paved the way for a lot to follow, and hopefully is the catalyst for others to follow suit and take that action. We're trying to implement the same here. Now, to begin, we formed our group at the beginning of this genocide, during which time 56 of our own family have been slaughtered, and now the rest sadly under attack in the West Bank. I've returned from the West Bank about 7 weeks ago now. The situation was dire enough when I was there. Every aspect of their life is, I won't even use the word life, it's existence. Under the boot of the oppressor, it's horrendous. It's beyond description. It's just every area is dictated, is oppressed. The dehumanization through the checkpoints, the drones, the control, the intimidation. You'd sit there and sort of have your coffee and you're hearing gunshots. Oh, it's another Palestinian killed. You know, this is, it's just like normal commonplace. You've got the rifts, you know, even the destruction in the streets. There's no maintenance, giant potholes, waste burning in the middle of the streets because no one clears it. Oh, it's down to the Palestinian Authority. They say, oh, it's down to the Israelis because they're the occupying force. And the Palestinians are just left literally by the world for decades. And then, as you say, we know this didn't begin on the 7th. This is decades of oppression and occupation. And now they want to pay lip service and have these token gestures and symbolic gestures of, oh, we recognize a Palestinian state now. This is what our country have done. Yeah, they recognize a state, right? The nail in the coffin of apartheid. That's what this is. You know, they're like as though it's going to wave them and cleanse their blood-filled hands and blood-lined pockets as they continue to drop the bombs on us and supply the arms, supply the drones and the tech that hunts Palestinians. We know this is nothing but a facade. It's we will not stop until we have full liberation of our people, because until there is this, you know, they're still containing to, it's the maintenance of apartheid and the continuation of genocide. There is no justice in that. If this can continue to happen to the Palestinians now, in spite of us witnessing for the first time in history a live stream genocide, we have to ask ourselves who next and when. It is something that we have to oppose in its entirety, in the same way we would not tolerate a Nazi Germany. We have to oppose a Zionist Israeli settler colonial state. There is no justification, and we will not stop. And when I came back from the West, I didn't want to leave my family. It was the most painstaking goodbye to make, to have to walk away and know this could be the last goodbye. You know, is this the last time? Sorry. Is this the last time to see our family? The land which my father, he grew up in, and the streets he ran in with his uncles and aunties. It's unbearable. And they said to me as I was leaving Lubna, you must go back. If you stay here, you'll be like the rest of your cousins. You'll either be shot, crippled, put in prisons, tortured. This is the life of Palestinians. Their only crime is what? Being a Palestinian. And they said to me, please go back. You can do more from there. Be the voices and say the things that we can't. We're silenced here. You cannot wear your keffiyeh. You cannot wear your little necklace that you've worn since childhood. This is the life of Palestinians. And I gave them my word that I will go back. I will not be silenced. I will fight until my last breath. They have to put a bullet in my head to stop me. This is our duty. I will hold that torch for them, for my father, for our family, for those they have slaughtered and for those who are left. We cannot give up. And unfortunately, the governments, as you know here, absolutely complicit, not complicit, participant in this genocide, guilty. They should all be at the goddamn Hague. And we are fighting against that, against the definitions that they use to silence us. Like, you might be familiar with the IHRA and Jerusalem Declaration, anti-Semitism. All of these things are weaponized to silence our voices, to suppress people in the movement from speaking, from fighting. They have to be challenged. Every aspect has to be challenged. We're challenging their investments in Israel. And then this has led us to worker-led action. This is the most powerful thing we have here. Apart from supporting international military intervention and organizing and supporting our right to resist, our resistance, we have that right under their international law and UN charters. But here, we have to push for union-led, trade union-led and worker-led action, like you guys have done. Unfortunately, this has been destroyed following Margaret Thatcher's reign. absolutely obliterated the trade unions. We have a lot of work to rebuild from the ground. The activists are taking so many risks here, and groups are being prescribed as terrorist organizations for taking non-violent direct action to stop the weapons, to stop the drones. You might have heard of the group Palestine Action facing trial for trying to stop genocide. Yet those who are participant in it, not held to any account. We will hold them. That time will come. And but together there's actions that can be taken, whether it's from the grassroots movements, from on the ground direct actions, or through worker-led actions. And we're hoping we can combine the two and organize them. We have been in talks at the moment with some of the ports and the dock workers. Unfortunately, there's a lot of apathy, there's a lot of dismay and unwillingness to take action because of the threat of job loss. So we're trying to challenge the management. The unions, we've managed to push. I got myself involved with the union. I'm now the Equalities Officer and Palestine Officer for Unite Glab community here, to push these resolutions in support of Palestine. Through the unions, there's many that have been adopted and now become policy. Now what we need to do is bypass all the bureaucrats and the officials who have been preventing the action taking place. We have to force them to implement it. So now we're trying to encourage the workers to acknowledge you have the power to do this. And you guys in Italy have been like a prime example of that, the power of workers. And we're trying to initiate the actions here. We will be in talks with other ports. We are at the moment engaged with them, and there's several different types of actions that we're taking. Obviously at this stage, I'm limited to what I can divulge on here. We're hoping something will happen, but if it doesn't come from the workers or the unions, then we are ready to take that action. But we cannot sit silently in the face of this injustice. Whoever has to take this action, it has to be done. And we are urging all the workers across the UK and internationally to take that action. We are in talks with our comrades in Genoa, in Spain, in Greece, Cyprus and Marseille, working with trade unionist Mick Flynn, who organised the Marseille action and was up in Genoa. We're working very closely and looking at forming another trade unionists for Palestine, a group where we can bring together those trade unionists under one belt and push this. So as we call it here, rank and file action. So if we can't get this in official ways, it's going to have to come from the ground. It's the only way. But yeah, we really appreciate everything that everyone has done, and it is a brilliant example. We have shared that with the workers here. There is a lot of willingness from others on the ground, and we are mobilizing other workers in different fields to also encourage, inform and be the catalyst for those at the docks and transport workers to say, okay, whatever field you're in, whatever union you're in, there's still so much more that can be done, and you need to get them to implement the long-standing policies they have in place. Otherwise, implement them, then force them, create new ones, and take that action from the ground. And our best defense is in numbers, power in numbers. We'll be an unstoppable force. And this is the encouragement we're trying to give to everyone across the movement, wherever you are in the world, that we are one united force. And what's happening now in Genoa and with the flotilla is a prime example of how a united force can reclaim and change those things. But I'd like to thank you all again for all your efforts, and everyone out there who's been pushing for Palestine. Until we have liberation of the Palestinians, none of us will be free. Yeah. So thank you.